guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I just wanted to share with you an awesome drugstore brand. I think, in my opinion, they've become the best drugstore brand out there. And of course, that brand is Maybelline. They have so much to offer, from foundations to eye products to brows to eyeliners. They have such a range. But today I wanted to share with you the top Maybelline products. And the best thing about this video is that everything is drugstore. It's all affordable. All right, so I'm gonna start off with face. Now, this is a fairly new launch. It launched this year, I believe January of 2018. And that is the 24-hour, I almost forgot what it was called, SuperStay Foundation. This was everywhere. I have a bunch of different shades. They have a great range. It's probably one of my absolute favorite foundations of all time. Before this, I was obsessed with the Maybelline Fit Me. I still love Maybelline Fit Me, but I gotta say the SuperStay is, I think it's become one of my, it's become like my go-to foundation. It's a nice matte finish. It's supposed to last up to 24 hours. It definitely doesn't budge, but it feels lightweight on the skin when it comes to like matte foundations. Sometimes a matte foundation, especially a full coverage foundation like this is, can feel really heavy on the skin, but this is very breathable. It lets your skin feel like skin. And in my personal opinion, I think it has a very natural looking finish. It is the foundation that I am wearing on my face today, and I absolutely love it. You can kind of tone it down or you can amp it up depending on whether you need a full coverage day or if you want a little bit more of your skin to show through. Honestly, the whole Fit Me collection is just so bomb. This is the Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. Now, what I love about these powders is that they are not just translucent. They have a range for every skin tone from light to dark. These are kind of a multi-purpose powder. You can use them to set your under eye. You can use them to set your face. You can use them to set your lids for eyeshadow. You can pretty much use these for anything. It's a really finely milled powder and it doesn't give you flashbacks. This is a staple in my beauty routine, in my personal opinion. Next up is the Instant Age Rewind Concealer. They recently added a bunch of new shades, a lot of like olive tones too, which is really nice. And my favorite one is Neutralizer, I believe it's called. Yeah, Neutralizer. So I use this all the time. It's got like a really nice yellowy undertone to it, but they, like I said, they just added a bunch of new shades. So if you haven't been able to find a shade that works for you, you might want to go check them out now. One of my favorite things about this is the applicator. The only downside to it is that the cap tends to get a little bit dirty because of the applicator. It does have this sponge on the end, but I mean, like, you take the good with the bad, you know what I mean? Now, this is not a full coverage concealer, but it is absolutely the best drugstore concealer that I've ever used. This is really great for highlighting, and if you're not like a super dark circle girl like me, you can probably get away with like concealing underneath your eyes with this. One of my favorite things about this concealer is that it has like a nice lightweight texture to it and it's easy to blend out. So what I really like, now these are kind of close in value, but what I like to do is go in with a slightly lighter one and hit all of the high points of my face, the areas that I would highlight, and then use a medium shade to do all of my bronzing. And this I do on days where I don't want to wear a full face of makeup, but I just need to do like a little bit of dimension, a little bit of concealing, that kind of thing. So I'll go in with these two and then just use one brush to buff it out. I kind of wanted to save these for last just because they're so damn bomb, but I feel like if you don't know about the Master Chrome highlights, I don't know like what you're doing with your life. So they have, they actually have like a few different shades now. I honestly want to see them expand even more. This is Molten Gold, and then this is Molten Rose Gold. So this was a fairly recent launch, but the finish of these is, I mean, it's like metallic as far as drugstore highlighters go. Yeah. This is probably the best. I mean, I love Wet n Wild, but when it comes to drugstore highlights, if you want something that is going to glow, there's nothing better than the Master Chrome. Look at that, it's insane. So I do love that they have a few different shades. I wish they would come out with a couple lighter shades because I love Molten Gold, but it can be a little bit dark. This is excellent for like medium to deep skin, I think. And then if you're a slightly more fair, or if you don't like having a really, really gold highlight, Molten Rose Gold is, why is that so hard to say? Molten Rose Gold, absolutely beautiful. Like, just look at that. For a drugstore highlight, come on, it's like, look at that. All right, next up, and one of my absolute favorite eyeshadow palettes of all time, these are the City Mini palettes. These kind of remind me of the Smashbox Cover Shop palettes, except like a drugstore version, and also kind of like the color combos that they chose a little bit more in this. The finishes are incredible. Some of them have matte shadows, some of them are all shimmer. This one's all shimmer, but the payoff is insane and they're super affordable. This palette is Rooftop Bronzes and it's one of my absolute favorite neutrals. They've got like really nice neutrals here, but like I said, they're all shimmer. So you can find some that have mattes as well, but the payoff is like, I mean, if we're talking about like the Master Chrome highlights, it's like comparable, you know, like it's crazy. For drugstore eyeshadows, Maybelline. So I don't know how hard it is for you guys to find drugstore brow products, but in my personal opinion, especially as a blonde, it's almost impossible. But Maybelline definitely changed the game when they came out with their Total Temptation, is it Brow Definer? Brow Definer. This is kind of similar. It's got that shape that like a lot of different products have now. Like Anastasia has one, I think Benefit has one, where it's got kind of like a sharper tip and then it gets a little bit fatter. This is in the shade Blonde 300. It's perfect for any blonde. And then they have like a nice small, I'm sorry, I'm flipping you off. They have a nice small precise spoolie on the end and it's very soft. This is probably my go-to everyday brow product and the color is perfect for me, absolutely perfect. It's nice and quick and I think it's best for if you want like more of a natural brow. All right guys, Maybelline has a lot of different mascaras, but when I was going through all of the ones that I have, the one that stood out to me was the Colossal Big Shot mascara. This actually turned me on to like a fluffier wand. I'm not typically a fan of that, or I hadn't been. What I love about this is it's nice and fluffy and kind of unruly, but it's also densely packed. And the reason that I love that is because it makes it a lot more difficult to get mascara everywhere. When you have a brush that's really, really fluffy, sometimes it just like goes all over the place. It's very difficult to get precision, but because it's densely packed, you can actually do your lower lash line with it and you're not going to risk getting mascara absolutely everywhere. My personal favorite is the collaboration with Shayla in Baddest Black because it is so black and it just adds like a really nice volume and kind of like an edgy length to my lashes. It is so impossible to find like a metallic liner, colorful eyeliner. NYX has some, but they're just like but Maybelline came out with the Master Precise Ink Metallic Liners. I think these were 2018 launch too. I don't quote me on that. I don't know for sure, but they have a range of colors. I only have 3 right here, but my favorite one is gold and I love this one too. This one's, what is this called? Stellar Sand. So bomb. I use these all the time. They have insane color payoff, something that you don't really expect from a drugstore brand because a lot of the time you think because it's cheaper, there just isn't going to be as much payoff, but it has like amazing payoff. It's nice and shimmery. You have like a really beautiful reflect as well. It's a nice liquidy formula, so it allows you to like really get to draw that shape and really get the most out of the liner. Sometimes they can like, if they're a little bit too thick, it can be really hard to actually draw like a wing that you want or get that detail. But look at those. These definitely changed the game for me in terms of eyeliners, and it's got a nice felt tipped liner, which is typically not my favorite because felt tipped liners can sometimes be a little bit thicker, but you can see how precise the tip of that is. So it's very easy to get that detail. All right guys, and then the last thing that I want to talk about is probably my favorite drugstore liquid lip. If I had to choose one, I'm a liquid lip person. I don't really gravitate towards regular lipsticks anymore. I don't know why. I just don't. But this is the Maybelline SuperStay Matte Ink. I was lucky enough to go to the launch for this product and they sent me home with a massive bag. They have huge range from nudes to like edgy, grungy, like dark browns to like kind of, I don't know, out of the box like purples and stuff like that. They have so like gray, they have some grays. So they have such a large range for all kinds of different skin tones. But they also have like beautiful wearable nudes as well. It has a super precise applicator. It applies the product really easily and you don't have to keep dipping into the product over and over again to like actually get the most out of your product. The trick with these is to go in with a nice light and even layer. If you do go in with a thick amount, it can get kind of like, I don't want to say plasticky, but it can get like a little gunky if you do that. But if you go in with a nice thin layer, you really don't need a lot. It's got crazy color payoff and it lasts for such a long time. I think that Maybelline has totally changed the drugstore game. It's really difficult to find drugstore products with crazy payoff. Like you're actually gonna get the most out of your product. Who cares if you buy something for $5 if you know, it's not gonna do what it says it's going to. But I can tell you right now, all of those products are incredible and they are definitely worth what little money they cost. Alright guys, that is it for this video. I just wanted to share with you some of the most bomb products from Maybelline, all affordable, all drugstore. Everything will be linked down below if you are interested. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when I'm uploading. Alright guys, again, thank you so much for watching and hopefully I will see you in the next one. A nice small smoothie.